How's it, guys? A car I was really looking forward to, the Lexus SC430 GT500 by Advanced Simulation. It's free and available on Steam right now, alongside a Honda that they developed from the same series of that year. I'm going to focus on the Lexus because I owned one and I just love the cars. Took it to Watkins Glen, got into the Petronas car that Tom's ran for James Rossiter and Kazuki Nakajima. They finished third in that championship, that 2013 actually, with the ZENT car driven by Yuji Tachikawa and Kohei Hirate, winning it. There it is, beautiful. Look at these renderings. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous on this car specifically. There you go. You know, and of course they did the Honda version of the car, which I didn't test in this thing, but we raced against them. But again, beautifully turned out liveries and just attention to detail. Look at all those little stickers, and just getting some amazing visuals out of this sim, and of course the great physics that go with it. We're talking a car here that has around 500 horsepower, just shy of 500 horsepower. It weighs 1100 kilograms. It's got a V8, normally aspirated V8. Actually, the 2013 was the last year they ran that 3.4 litre V8. It was the last one, so it was absolutely at its peak with a horsepower, they say tickling 500, and massive torque. And you find this in the sim, and you'll see when I drive it. Taking it out on a race, 10-lap race to Watkins Glen, using the bus stop layout, because you know these cars will be driving curbs and it will be good to see them there. So there we are on the grid, 14 or 15 cars. I'm around 8th, and off we go. Okay, the start was a bit gory, to be honest with you. Got from 8th to 4th, as you see, but beyond that, you know, maybe I didn't qualify, and that had a reason to do with it, because I did do a qualifying session, but I qualified on pole. So what I decided to do is just start from 8th and up the AI, so I'd be in a battle. I put the AI on 111% and 75 aggression, and yep, off we went. So the top 3 cars got a really good gap early on, and there was a gaggle behind me. Some guys making mistakes, as you can see, which is I always find super cool. And there's me in the Petronas car, which Nakajima and Rossiter raced, and off we are. He's chasing some Hondas, I believe, maybe another Lexus. I must say the default setup wasn't to my liking, so I softened everything up 30% everywhere, all around the suspension, everywhere I could. Took the brake bias to like 51 or 52, and I found the car far more stable. The anti-sway bar, everything disconnected. Got into an early dice. Look how they defend. They defend beautifully. I really was very impressed early on in practice and even in race. These guys really defend well for AI. They drive like humans, and I found that very cool. In terms of the car, it was just, you know, exactly what I expected in terms of immersion. The sound, I mean, the sound was really, initially it was a bit tinny, but it grows on you. And when you're in a pack, it's a thunder. You actually feel the thunder. In terms of how I expected it to drive, you know, I expect a lot of grip. It's got aero, it's got power, it's normally aspirated, it's got torque, and it had all these things. Okay, missing some apexes there, but at the same time, you can save it. You feel it, okay, you've made the mistake. You don't think, well, where did that come from? That's what I like about R-Factor 2, is that it's very predictable. And with this car, once you realize it's slower in and faster out, because you stabilize it on the brakes, and then it's when you're coming out of the corners, you can really hook it, you can really flat foot it, honestly, and it just, the thing just sways. It just, you feel it just grip, and you can just feather the throttle, and it's the most incredible immersion I've had in a long time. I've been doing a lot of iRacing, so coming to this was really refreshing. And look, you can really, you know, do some NASCAR style bump and draft, but it wasn't good for me. But again, you lose it, but you can correct it. It's a predictable loss. It's not like one of these virtual car where you lose it and you think, but that shouldn't have happened. This happens on a good basis. And what was interesting again with the AI, look at the guy behind me, he's getting it sideways and he's pushing, which at the same time really forces you to, you know, defend, try alternative lines, with the car actually behaving exactly as you expect. You know, once you're in this car and you've got it set up nicely, it's hard to lose it, which is realistic, you know, because you don't just climb in the car in real life and just crash. So went on 10-minute race, it really had everything except, I would say I should have maybe reduced the AI difference to maybe 5%. I think I had it on 10. But here you go. If you see close driving, you know, AI behaving as you'd expect humans to do, making mistakes, doing all that kind of stuff, taking different lines, and of course putting me off. So I found myself in a very immersed battle. With lap times,
the lap was a 1:42.41,
which is in race. I reckon in quali I'd do like a 140, but you're making mistakes in race. You know, you're not doing 140s, you're doing 142s because you're in a pack, you're making mistakes. And I am make mistakes too, so you know, you'll make up places there. So it's really, if you want to just plug and have a 1 hour window of opportunity to do a race, fire this up, 15, 16 cars, get the AI to your percentages. Like I said, 111, I say 110 to 120 is probably a good range. And check at this guy, for instance. You know, he's AI. Look how he defends on the last lap. Beautiful. I was going to go right. He blocked me. I thought, okay, I'll take it in. He punts it out of that corner, and that's it. I couldn't catch him, and I stayed third. But you know, it was a great hour. You know, 20 minutes practice, 10 minutes of quali, and let's say you have a 20, 30-minute race. Awesome. You know, seriously, it would be beautiful. I think these cars, you could like have an hour race, an hour 20 race, maybe 1 or 2 pit stops. It would be awesome because you can drive them hard, at your level hard, let's say, or my level hard. And it feels cool, and you don't make mistakes. You can actually just do lap after lap after lap, and because it's so predictable, and you can go do some tweaks and you immediately find them. Honestly, Advanced Simulations, Nick, they've done an awesome job with this car. Really, they've set the benchmark as far as I'm concerned in just not the physics of Super GT500, but just the AI, the beauty. These cars look beautiful. And it's really a labor of love, and you can see it's come through. And with the Nissans that Studio 397 have, plus these 2 cars, you have the 2013 Japanese season Super GT for free. Yeah, this ticks all the boxes for me. You know, it's virtually plug and play. I had to work on the setup, I admit, spent about an hour on it. But like I said, just softened everything, and it was great. And once the car was handling, set the AI to your strength, and really you'll have a very, very good race. Looking forward to what Advanced Simulations are doing. We're going to get involved with them because they're just amazing guys, and they just have our sport at heart. I'm looking forward to testing more of their stuff, and to start off with, I would recommend anyone dip into Steam, go get this car and go drive it. You won't regret it. Thank you. Catch you next time.